Hi everyone, welcome to the video. Today we are going to solve top k numbers in stream. So in this question, we are given an array of length n and we have to return uh, top k numbers in every iteration of this array elements. So since there are 5 elements in this array, for every iteration which we will traverse, we have to return top k or at most k frequent numbers. So when we will iterating for the I equal to 0, we will have only 5 first element, zeroth index. So at that time it is the number which is occurring for most frequently. Okay, so we return 5. Then for I equals to 1 in next iteration, out of 5 and 2 there are two numbers, each of them are occurring once only since they are not same, but 2 being the smallest number, we printed 2 in the beginning. Okay, now again for I equals to 2 in the third iteration, we have 5 to 1. Three numbers, third iteration, and all three are different. In this case, you may have guessed it, we will return 1, 2, and 5 since 1 is the smallest, 2 is smaller, and 5 is the largest of all three numbers. Again, for I equals to 4, in the fourth index, we have 5, 2, 1, 3, 4 elements, and this time all 4 elements again are different, and we will return them in again in increasing order 1, 2, 3, and 5. But there's a catch. Since k is of 4, we have to return only k elements, at most k elements. And in the fifth iteration, when I will be 4, this time, see, there are 5 elements, but two of them are repeating, which is 2, index 1 and index 4. So this time we will, remove one element, or we do not need to remove one element. We have to return only k element, which is 4 in this case. So we'll return in the sense of increasing value but decreasing frequency. Also we have to return in decreasing frequency. So 2 has the highest frequency, even though 1 is smaller than 2, but 1 has lower frequency than 2. In this case 2 will be printed first, then 1, 3, and 5, since they 1, 3, and 5 have only 1 as a frequency. We'll be able to understand better when we will discuss the second example, since it's a good example. So we have 6 elements and we have to return at most k elements for every iteration. So iteration 1, only 2 is there, so we return 2. In iteration 2, we have two elements, 1 and 2. 1 being the smallest, we return 1 and 2. For next iteration, we have 2, 1, 2. Here, 2 is a 2 gets the frequency 2, and 1 is having frequency 1. So 2 being higher frequency, we return 2 comma 1. Then again for the fourth iteration, we have 2, 1, 2, 1. All the numbers have same frequency. At this time we return in the sorted increasing order. Okay, 1 and 2. Again for the fifth iteration, we have 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This time frequency of 3 2 is 3, sorry, frequency of 2 is thrice and frequency of 1 is twice. In this case, 2 having high frequency will return 2 first and 1 afterwards. Then again for the sixth iteration, both the numbers reach the frequency 3 each, hence we will return in a this sorted increasing order. So since we are doing in Python, and when we hear the term frequency something, the first thing which comes to our mind is dictionary. So I'll create a result first of all to show the result, then top to store the top for every occurrence, and fill it with 0 plus 1 in for the range k plus 1, since we have to reach k. Okay, now this frequency, this freq will store what will store for every frequency of every number which we have in every iteration. Okay, it will also be of range k plus 1. We close it, and I will traverse in the entire array, and I will populate this frequency, populate this dictionary. If this particular element is present in the already present, as is in the keys, among the keys, then increase it by 1. If it is not present, and or it is coming for the first time, then make it 1, initialize with 1. Okay, now I will store top k element. Top k is not this one, this is our internal value. will store any number top k. Okay. Now I will print this top index of this top element, and subtract it since we have taken out one element of the top. Now, as far as there's an element, there's a value of x. I mean, there is a value at x. We will have three conditions. Either this top element, the frequency of this top element will be smaller than its succeeding element, or it will be same, but this element is greater than that. In this case, that was the second condition which we checked in example 2. And if that's not the case, we will break out of our loop. So first condition is if frequency of this top element is less than frequency of the succeeding element, succeeding top x plus 1. Okay, the frequency of top element is less than frequency of this succeeding element. In this case, we will store the top element in the temporary variable, replace it. This top x will storing the next element, because we have to start with the number which is having the highest frequency, So since x plus 1 is having higher frequency, in this case we are starting with x plus 1 and not x. Okay, and we replace the value. Okay, if that's not the case, which means the first condition checked, if condition checked, if the number with higher frequency is coming at the top or not. If it does, well and good. If it is not coming, then replace it. Okay, now again I will check if the frequency of top element is same as frequency of succeeding element, succeeding top element. Okay, so frequency of the topmost element is same as frequency of next element, but the catch is, there's a caveat, that this top x is greater than top x plus 1, which means I will again go to example 2. See over here, in this case, in last iteration 6, frequency of both the elements 1 and 2 were same, which is thrice. But since 2, which was in earlier case, 2 was there, 2 in the top and 1 in the top x plus 1, so 2 was greater than 1 in this case, and we have to return in increasing order. So we placed 1 at the beginning and 2 at succeeding point, because even though they have same frequency, but the face value of 1 is smaller than 2. That is why we do not want to discriminate any other thing. Like we have to since we have to return in increasing order, that is why we did that. So again I will store this top and this and replace top x with top x plus 1, and top x plus 1 will be t. Okay, we check two conditions. If first element is having frequency less than the succeeding element, or if they have same frequency but the phase value of both of them are different, one is smaller, one is greater, in this case we replace it. But if either of the condition is not met, we will break out of our loop. And I will decrease here x, because we have to decrease x successively and reach for all the elements. Okay, now since we came out of loop, I will again initialize x with 0, and will again create a variable answer. Okay, start. Okay, yeah, so again I have created this variable answer, and now I will traverse for all such top case which we have calculated. So there are two conditions: x should be less than k, which is our at most, we have to reach at most k, and top x, the topmost element, is not 0. It's not 0 over it. Yeah, it's not 0. In this case, we will append this top x into the answer, and will increase x, because we started with 0, x at 0, and we have to reach x less than k. We have to return only k, at most k elements. Okay, not less than, not greater than k. We can be less than k, but not more than k. Okay. Now at the end, we are when we are out of the loop, we'll just append this answer in this result, and I will return this result since we have to return list of list. Okay, let me compile it for you first of all, since it's a big question and covers a lot of caveats. Hmm, Let me submit it first of all. Okay, yeah. So it's not printing anything. Let me go through it once again. Okay, so I guess I have found out the condition is I had to use x plus 1 since we have already emptied the value of x plus 1 and put it in top x. So at this point I had to put this temporary variable in this x plus 1 and not top x. So I was reinitializing this top x. Yeah, this time it's solved. So as you can see, it took me a lot of attempts. So yeah, I have tried to explain this question in utmost simplicity, since this question covers a lot of caveats, and also there's some issue going on with the compiler IDE of this GFG, and so brute force approach was not happening. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Have a nice day.